Of course, I just start this, my body's all like, yo, you got shit. God damn it. Well, it's gonna have to just hold that shit in place. Boy, what are you doing? I know you probably went inside, so. Alright, settle down here. Make sure his back's up. Hey, back to. Why this fall again? Son of a bitch. We need a fucking goddamn. Damn vines. These goddamn vines, man. Jesus. Shit collapsed. Collapsed on my ass. There we go. Some tea. And bong. I have to drink a tea that put away. It's really not. Oh, I'll stick this long in. Few more squirrels. She did that voice real quick. All of the squirrels. Yeah. Cool. You know what? How's my potato doing? Little baby right there. Nice sturdy little plants right there. Looks like there's another one growing there too. Oh shit, oh shit. There's the start of the potato I planted. Now it's starting to grow a little bit. Oh yeah, I think right there too. That it could be grass. That might be grass. Well, actually both these might be grass, but I don't want to fuck with them because they might not.
I hear squirrels right above me.
They're all chilling. Let's get fed. Man, it's such a mess over here. Messy squirrels. Cool. And a little bit up top on here. I have to put a whole bunch up there because squirrels like being there. And a little bit on top of this. Well, that didn't put any there at all. That failed. Come on. There we go. Hey, Zukov. That's one boy. Zukov. You goofball. You sweet goofball. Oh, well, now he's saying hello. Saying hello to his little girlfriend, I guess. And let's see if we can actually zoom in on it. It's so adorable. Where are they? There they are. Oh. Little Zukov. Playing around. So cute. I'll go ahead and let him be over there. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Is he just gonna stay over there? I guess so. I'm gonna have to go grab him. Oh my goodness. But Achilles still used it. Yeah. Whoa. He gets all sorts of loves. All sorts of attention in France. My goodness. Ugh. I'll just have to go get him at least. Because I'm a bit on a time crunch. Ah, motherfucker. Come on. There we go. Alright, better go grab him at least. Jesus. Man, you are heavily distracted by her, aren't you? Man. So, Good news told my mother about me wanting to take a trip to Oregon. She's just like, I was young once, I wanted to live up there. You know, it's funny enough, that's how my mom and dad basically perceived it too, coming up here. They're just like, oh yeah, I want to live up there, it's nice, it looks pretty and stuff. And in the 90s, that's what happened. Looking dapper as fuck. I'm just in my work shirt. I just tried to deal with you because you went outside and saw Yanta and had to fucking go hang out with your new little girlfriend, buddy. I swear, that's like your new little girlfriend dog now. Because you two are having a hell of a time playing around with each other. Blowing off some steam and all that fun stuff. No, I swear, I think you annoy the neighbor a little bit with your weird shenanigans. Has Zukoff made a female friend? Yes, he has. He most certainly has. There's a dog just right across the street. I actually tried to get a little zoom in on it earlier when they were playing around when I was outside. And yeah, they're very friendly with each other. They're not like, you know, sexually friendly, because I'm pretty sure she's spayed, but, you know, he obviously has a very strong interest in her. Oh, what a little goofball. He's just so damn sweet. Especially considering, you know, he's just got, like, no aggression. And he just wants to, like, be just, like, playfully rough and super happy and just want to be a goofball for everybody. You're being a goofball now. What are you doing? And honestly, if it wasn't for me having to go to work later, I'd just let you chill and hang out. Face tiger, you're gonna get laid. I mean, that is gonna be like, that is Zukoff. Like, I mean, he'll get his moments, but you'll still need to be socially adept with other pooches, which luckily I think that's at least helping out with that. And also, actually, I got some fucking interesting news myself too. So, because, you know, how our company's fucking withholding our wages and shit like that in our new contract, right? Well, it's actually gotten fucking national coverage and shit. So, I think it was on Fox 12 Oregon. Here's what it says. At least Zukoff doesn't hump legs. My mom's when her dog lived humping her leg. Dude, he will do that. Like, Zukoff has actually attempted that before. He'll do some leg humping situations. He's attempted that. But Safeway and Albertsons employees frustrated by it. So, honestly, I like the headline of the article because it just says, frustrated. Yes, Safeway and Albertsons employees are frustrated by slow raise rollouts. So thousands of grocery workers, including me, in Oregon and Southwest Washington, have not been paid raises they are owed under the new ratified union contract. Yep. Roughly 9,900, me included, a part of that, employees of Safeway and Albertsons are impacted by the delay in implementation, which the company blames on a technological glitch. Which, by the way, is a fucking lie. Like, all that is a goddamn lie. That is a bull fuck. I mean, straight up, it is a bunch of bullfuck. Like, oh, a technological glitch. Was it a technological glitch for, like, the past couple fucking months when this contract was first initially passed, you stupid fuckers? Like, do you think that, like, they think we're this stupid? Like, oh, it's a technological glitch. It's like, what, you think we're dumb? Oh, yeah, it was a technological glitch that made us, like, slip our finger and actually didn't implement the new wages. I'm sorry. Oh, we could have, made sure that it was all in there, but these damn computers, let me just tell you.
It's like, we're just trying to scalp as much out of you as possible so we can, maximize our profits for this quarterly. Please don't mind that. But, yeah, this technology, man, it glitches out sometimes. It's just like, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. The UFCW, United Food and Commercial Workers, Local 55, which represents the workers, have filed a class action grievance against the company demanding the wage increases be put into place immediately, which was over a week ago. So they should have been this past paycheck. My last paycheck should have been these fucking increases, but they're not. So, if it ain't the week after, there's gonna be some extra hell to pay. Like, I'm gonna, at least, especially with me and my store, I'm gonna at least try to make it a little bit more adamantly direct. Like, no, we're gonna actually, like, do something more direct and actually put more pressure, because even if it's one or a couple stores, like, if there's a few stores closed down over this shit, that's gonna put a major fucking cut into their fucking quarterly profits and all that shit, and, for the corporate boss bonuses and all this fucking shit that they care so much about. Like, if they want that type of shit, well, give us their fucking wages, or else, we're gonna start, taking either mass exoduses where you can't even fucking have your stores open, or, we're just all gonna walk out and we're just gonna make it so you can't open them in the first place. This is not a he said, she said thing. This is an employer failed to put in a wage increase by a certain date. Yes, that's literally what it is. That's just simply is what the fuck it is. The strength of a union contract gives you the ability to go back and say we have a grievance process, and you have to make our members whole, said Miles Ishaya, a spokesperson for the local. Safely's opposites indicating it's working on resolving the issue. Yeah, bullshit. We're resolving the issue by making sure that a lot of our fucking, a lot of our profits and honestly, that dude right here, who was it? I'm sure the glitch didn't affect the CEO's paycheck. I'm sure that glitch did not affect their paycheck at all. If anything, I'm sure they got a nice bump and a good boost out of their fucking paychecks while we still have to wait. Because they're the ones who get bonuses, fucking nice little, like, stock investment bonus check shit. Like, they get golden parachutes, nice little, like, corporate business parties, and fucking, like, trips on the house by the company. Like, I mean, they get it all. Like, so, and of course the CEO and the president of the company is a young guy, or at least the president of the company is some young dude, because apparently on Thursday, when we were having our, it was Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? No, it was Thursday, my bad, it was Thursday, where we had our Ecolab health inspections and shit, and the president of the company happened to show by, and he's like some rich fucking bourgeois young buck or some shit, younger than, probably about my age, actually. And it's just like, how is a corporate little fucking weasel like you, up in power while I'm sitting here, at the bottom of the barrel, you goddamn rat. I didn't see who it was, but I saw a picture of who it was anyway, but I wasn't there when they were actually walking through, because honestly, especially if I was off the clock, I would be fucking saying words to him. Frankly, borderline probably throwing hands, frankly, because fuck that little rat. I don't give a fuck who the president of the company is. Like, they could go fuck themselves, and frankly, never mind. Never mind. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up now. But yeah, it's just like, fuck you. Like, oh, you get to walk around and patrol and fucking scowl at, all of us and shit while we barely get shit and barely get our wages. Well, you want us, look like we're gonna cower and be hiding and be obedient when you come through? Fuck you. You know what's crazy? This guy's gonna be a corporate insurance salesman. Told me for every 100 policy sales, he gets 40% of each sale. Fucking wow. So basically, as long as he could be a fucking good little weaselly snake oil salesman, to just sell a bunch of fake bullshit that nobody needs, he gets to make a hella fucking bank. Sounds like the most useless job that has ever existed. Let me scam people of, their money so I make a bunch of money. Sounds like a loan shark. That's $40 commission per sale per month and on top of salary. Jesus fucking Christ. Gross. Gross. Like, I'd find it respectable if it was, like, a fucking, mobile, like, hey, I'm going to fucking, sell some food to you or some shit. Here, you have like a little order sheet, you order what you want, and then I send it back up to the fucking, to the company person or whoever it is, and I come back with, said items, and I bring them to you. Like, because I've done that. I've done that shit. Where, because actually in high school, we, to help fundraise for some of our, like, band projects and shit like that we'd be doing, we would do, like, these little baked, little, like, bread things, like these cinnamon bread roll things that were, honestly, they're fucking delicious and bomb as fuck. But, like, we would sell these things at, like, I don't know, I think they were like 20 to 30 a pop, depending on which one you got. And they were big, like, they were nice and decent size, so it's like, even though they were kind of spendy, they're actually a pretty decent, like, fucking huge hunk of thing. And, so it's just like, it's actually pretty not bad. So honestly it was, well, actually it wasn't like a pop, it was more like, I think, it's been a long while since I did it, but I think it was, for some of the more expensive ones. There's like some regular ones that I think were like 10. Which were, again, like, I mean, they come in about yay big, but when you bake them and they rise, they're like this fucking huge. And really filling, and it lasts you a couple days. Unless you have a huge ass party, then it's gonna be gone quick. But, like, I mean, like, when it comes to salesmanship or whatever the fuck, or, like, walking door to door, whatever the hell, like, I'm okay with shit like that. If it's, like, hey, am I actually getting something out of this? Like, food or something? Because then I'd be alright. It's because, like, oh, okay, I just order some food from you, and you just come back, like, a day or two later. Or whenever it's all, like, organized out. Like, those fucking, like, like the scouts or some shit. Like, they were going around, like, house to house, selling cookies and shit. There's gonna be laws on this. Where it's like, yeah, unless it's like you're actually directly giving something to somebody, like, in that immediate time, then no, go away. And no, a piece of paper saying that you got some insurance is not, something that you're giving back to them, so fuck you. That should be something substantive. He sleepwalks into the grossest job possible. Yeah, I don't know. Look for jobs, and I'm lucky if I could get a fucking stalker job. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, hell, like, I mean, there's been some times off and on, during my employment where I'll, like, say fucking and, try to look for other places, and, corporations don't give a shit. Like, you literally have to incessantly annoy the fuck out of them for them to basically be like, alright, fine, we'll give you a job, God. Just be obedient and productive and shut up. So, like, that's pretty much just what they want. Like, I mean, because they know it's like, oh, we can just get, like 100 plus, like, applicants, however times a day or week or however the fuck. So, there's not much of an incentive for them to just like, oh, yeah, we'll hire you. Because they have a list. Like, they have a whole list of like, oh, well, we could look for the credentials and criteria. And they can sit on their ass and contemplate about it. Well, of course, the store itself, still gets heavily understaffed and fucked over either way. Instead of just, going through maybe a short-term high turnover rate just to make sure that we get a few people that will stick around in the long run. Because isn't that the whole idea of, like, I don't know, hiring people? Especially if you have a lot of applicants. Is that, like, see who works and see who doesn't, and at least, really just, see what works, what doesn't when it comes to people. And if they end up not sticking around, then they don't. But hell, if they do, then they do. But if you have, like, a whole bunch of fucking applicants who want to be applied and shit, then just fucking hire them. Because at that point, at that rate, you can at least have your shit stocked and your shit staffed, and not have such crazy stress, at least unnecessary stress. It might come with new stress having to train people and fucking and having to, like, make sure that people are doing their job and stuff since they're all new. But I mean, you'll be able to weed out the ones that don't do shit or aren't interested in doing the job or just realize it wasn't for them. Best job I ever had was like 5 years ago when I got hired to help the students install carpets at hotels. Made a hard-earned $800 a week on top of my SSDI. Installing carpets is a bitch. Oh yeah, they can be a bitch. I haven't done it before, but I've seen people do it, and it looks like a fucking pain in the ass. But yeah, I mean, I mean, that's honestly some pretty decent work, though. I mean, 800 a week? That ain't bad. I mean, fuck, that's actually, like, you know, would be somewhat decent for me around here, but, I mean, that wouldn't necessarily make, you know, something comfortable outright. Actually, that would be, you know, somewhat comfortable, at least for me, but, I mean, if you're living on in your own apartment and having to fucking scrape, like, $1,800 a fucking month, then, yeah, that's, you know, that's gonna be just making it. Around here, at least. But I do get like $350 a week on average. So put that into account. I'm just lucky I'm in a spot where I'm comfortable enough to be making it by the way I am. Because if not, I probably wouldn't even have time to be doing this shit. Back when I was immature, spent all booze and weed because my rent was $300 back then. Nah, I know those days. Let's say that like it was a decade ago, sonny. When reality was more like 5 years ago, if that. Now I'm just spending it on more adult toys and stuff, like my gun shit, and you know stuff like kayaking shit eventually, because that's gonna start coming into the prevalent future here. Hey boy. Fox News goes pro-trans and Ben Shapiro is absolutely seething. Fox News going pro-trans, bullshit. What I already know, whatever this is, I guarantee you is nothing but PR virtue signaling. Because they literally have Christo fascists on their fucking organization, and they have like actual like outright fucking Nazis like Tucker Carlson on their program. So yeah, like it's anything that says, oh yes, Fox News, we're pro-trans now. It's just bullshit. I mean, any corporation saying things like that is bullshit. Do I need to can't be back or can I couch surf your couch for a while? I'm out. Well, I know I have my roommate currently on it right now, but there's a room that my we still need to kind of clean out a little bit. That my old uncle, my uncle had that after he passed and shit. We just haven't really bothered much to try to clean it out yet, just because mainly of the hands, and also like what the fuck are we gonna do with everything? Like we don't there's a lot of shit that needs to be kind of dealt with that one, but there is a legit possibility for it, and especially considering there is time either way. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, by that point you would like, I mean, there would probably at least have to be a little something put into it, but in that case, I mean, honestly, at least, given the time frame and everything, it shouldn't be a big deal. I mean, hell, I mean, there's also a possibility you can also couch surf around with my friends too, a little bit, back and forth. But that's more or less up to them. And I actually did mention it to my buddies, and they were saying, yeah, I mean, we're not looking to move anytime soon, because we're kind of sick of moving around, but, yeah, I'm just like, shit. But that doesn't necessarily mean outright no, it just means that they don't want to move yet, so, it'd be a fucking hella pinch, but, I mean, it'd probably be alright, but, I mean, that would have to something be more discussed with them specifically, but, I mean, it would definitely probably realistically be more around here. Because honestly, if not the couch, there's also a few other spots that could work out. Because I actually have this old ass tool shed that yeah, never mind. I'm not even gonna fucking bother with that one. My friend, I have a friend, my Harley, who will be like, yeah, the tool shed, because I like garages and tool sheds. I've slept in those most of my life. It's just like, yeah, most people don't though. It's actually not like small or anything. It's actually pretty decently sized, but still, it's kind of sucky. So, and plus, we'd have to move everything out of the damn thing, and frankly, I don't want to do that. So fuck that. Yeah. I mean, this room could probably work, but that's gonna have to stop fucking smoking in it all the goddamn time because it smells rank because of that. I mean, there's options. They'll just have to work with them.
on Fox News is a complete betrayal of anything remotely resembling conservatism or decency. Matt Walsh, threat. I have appeared on Fox News many times. I appreciate the platform they've given me. If what I'm about to say ruins that relationship, so be it. We have to call this evil lunacy out wherever we see it, especially on our side.
Only walking down the street, you wouldn't think anything different.
14-year-old Rylan Whittington is a typical Southern California.
Bro, they're mad that Fox News covered a trans teenager without advocating to murder him.
A teenager. And the Whittingtons, along with mom Hillary, dad Jeff, and sister Brinley, are a typical.
I like how they literally all look like a fucking, like, nuclear family or some shit, dude. And I like how they're all wearing, like, weird-ass, like, fucking polos and shit. Like, I know it's see, this is why I think it's bullshit. Like, yeah, wait, Fox News went woke, apparently, and I honestly know it's bullshit. Because, I mean, look how they, you know, like, look how the family's perceiving themselves. Like, they look hella conservative. Like, they're trying, like, I mean, so they're trying to, like, say we're pro-trans, but yet look hella fucking, like, Christian conservative at the same time. They literally are towing the line. They literally are doing the barest minimal of, like, see, we're progressive now. We're not that fucking Christo-fascist. Come on now. See, trans people can look like us too. It's just like, I mean, good on the trans teenager though. Like, you know, I got no qualms about any of that part. You know, it's just Fox News just exploiting it. Ugh. Like, Fox News did not go woke. I mean, they're trying. I guess they're trying to appease people to be like, see, we're not bigoted. Shut up, please. We're not actually bigoted, racist, fucking transphobic, homophobic people. Even though we actually are. Honestly, this makes me, like, I've always had a theory about it, but it makes me think that dead ass, at least to some degree, I think some people in Fox News, not like the news commentator and the people that we see, but like some people on the behind the scenes, like the producers and like camera people and shit like that, I do think there might be some legit progressive, like, lefty woke types in there and shit. One, and the reason why is, like, for, I think, two reasons. One, to kind of sow a little discord within the workplaces with their ideas and shit. And two, to, you know, kind of, you know, subvert their narrative a little bit, you know, and kind of, you know, get shit like this pushed out in a sense. And kind of, you know, make it so, you know, even if it's, you know, small in numbers, like, you know, potentially have people who watch Fox News all the goddamn time, maybe, you know, have their opinion changed a little bit. I mean, because honestly, there's been a lot of different instances where Fox News will let this type of shit roll, or, like, have progressive or lefty or even outright socialist people on board. And sometimes they legit don't look like complete idiots. And they actually look like they're fucking, you know, legit, like, got their shit. And are very assertive and confident about what they're talking about. So it just kind of makes me think, like, I mean, it's like, it can't just be Fox News' naivete about, like, oh, we'll just let these people on the fuck on them, lol. It's like, I feel like they would have been catching on by this point. So I feel like, you know, there has to be some element within Fox that's like, you know, like, yeah, no, we're going to actually control a little bit of this and, you know, actually put lefty people here and shit. Even if it, you know, even if every now and then there is one that looks like an idiot, like that Reddit moderator or some shit that was trying to be pro-worker, like that one, you know, or a few other people. Like, there's every now and then. And honestly, the more I go back, the more, like, I see instances of, like, lefties or libs, you know, looking like idiots. But as time goes on, it doesn't really seem like as much. So it kind of makes me wonder if, like, some people who are, you know, working for the Fox now in comparison to maybe, like, 10 or 15 years ago, just legit are probably either at worst, probably just more liberal, or, you know, maybe legit more progressive or lefty-like. And they're just doing it because they want the paycheck and, you know, pays good, and, you know, they can also at least, you know, do a little something to kind of subvert shit. You know, in their own little way, and as quiet as it is, and we probably won't know their names, but nonetheless, you know, still a thing. I just feel like that's a theory. I mean, it's not, you know, really like we have woke insiders at Fox News. It's a theory. Like, it's not really based on really anything besides just kind of a gut feeling. Like, there's nothing really outside of just these different things, like this, this pro-trans segment that they released. It's only really based off shit like this, which it's only really based off speculation. Like, I don't know for a fact. I don't know for sure. But I just have a feeling that there could be. At least to some extent. I mean, not maybe, like, in totality, but at least, like, a little bit. you know, like maybe 10% of the people that work there. You know what I mean?
The difference, though, in Ryland's eyes, is what this family can mean to the tens of thousands of kids under 18 who identify as transgender.
We put our story out there so people could see that, like, there's another family out there that is going through what we're going through, or there's another family who's proud of who they are.
Before Ryland could even speak, he managed to tell his parents that he...
And they're not misgendering him. That's crazy.
Damn, they really aren't. Honestly, like, looking at him, I mean, I would not even, like, I couldn't even tell you that he was she when he was born. Like, at least biologically. Like, because frankly, Ryland, he literally just looks like some typical teenager. Like, he literally looks like a typical teenager I see in high school or something.
Fox News, brother.
He honestly, dead ass, kind of looks like a couple kids I knew from high school, honestly.
I could just see that it wasn't him trying to be a brat. It was like painful. It was truly painful for him.
You know what's wild about this, by the way? They're showing exactly what they mean. They want to hurt and be, like, they want to bring pain into trans people's lives and to their families. Like, that's it. Like, this is just normal news coverage from Fox News, which is surprising, okay? And it's fucking wild. It's wild that they're, like, they're openly stating exactly what it is.
Him to have to wear feminine clothing and for us constantly telling him that you're a girl.
And unlike some trans kids, when Ryland came out at age 5, a few years later, he had the full support of his parents.
Initially, there was some pushback from us in trying to understand this.
We were confused like most people are. We thought that gender and sexuality were the same thing. It took us a while to figure out that those two things are different and that children actually do recognize their gender identity very young. Some of them, not all.
But they listened to Ryland and to Hillary's conservative faith.
What? Oh god, conservative faith. Well, see, yeah, they are all actually kind of conservative. I mean, again, I'm actually, like, you know, happy for him and shit. Like, I don't really have a problem with the family at all. It's just Fox, you know, how they're perceiving this shit. Because they're like, oh, yes, look, they're just a typical happy conservative family. But, look, one of their kids is trans. See, we're not bigoted. It's just like, I know what they're fucking doing. I know what Fox is doing with this shit. And frankly, it doesn't change anything. I mean, it's nice that, you know, they're actually normalizing this further. Like, I will give him that, at least. Like, I mean, this is actually, like, a pretty nicely done little segment. It took me almost 3 decades to realize what my sexual identity was. Yeah, I mean, it took me probably, you know, around, like, 15 or 16 for myself. But, you know, for when it comes to, like, gender identity, probably a little later than that. Because for me, it's, you know, like, honestly, when it comes to all gender identity, I don't really give enough of a fuck about it. This is what I came to realize. Like, I don't, you know, it's like when it comes to identifying as male, female, or otherwise shit, I guess just, you know, just naturally, I suppose, just in my own development, I'm comfortable as being male, but at the same time, I've thought about it, and it's like I could be comfortable being female or otherwise. Like, it doesn't fucking matter to me. So... you know, at least, you know, for me, like, yeah, just, yeah, like, I guess in a sense, it's just like, you know, I suppose being non-binary, but just not, like, in a sense of, like, your, I guess, typical sense, I suppose. I repressed my gay side as a teen. I really only in the last few years embraced and explored it. Yeah. I mean, it took a while for me to kind of start exploring it for myself, but, you know, it's something that honestly shouldn't be the case, you know, that someone should have to explore when they're a fucking adult. Like, I mean, they should be able to know and figure and understand this and have it be an accepting thing, you know, when they start realizing it. Honestly, really at whatever age it is. Like, you know, I could tell now in hindsight that's subconsciously that I could tell that I had, you know, interests, you know, in bisexuality even well before I, you know, kind of started knowing about it, at least in hindsight. But, you know, like, you know, I didn't really start realizing until probably, like, you know, years well after it and shit. So it's just like, I mean, either, you know, at the end of the day, it's like something that it doesn't do any favor suppressing and shit, which is why these fucking Christo fascists especially be on the rise and shit, which I'll discuss later tonight when I get off work here later and stuff, you know, about some of these crazy fucking shit that's been, you know, coming out of these fucking preachers and shit. because it's not just like one or two, but there's been multiple, you know, times now at this point where at this rate, you know, like the whole like, oh yeah, God hate fags type of shit, like the Westboro Baptist shit, like, I mean, that's pretty much coming back, and even more so than ever, to the point where it's like, yeah, well, I mean, it's just like, you know, it's like all gays are literally are pedophiles, that's the definition of it, and they should all just basically be killed. Yeah, and that's right, praise the Lord. It's like, what? It's really becoming a very common phenomenon and a normalized thing amongst these fucking people, so it's like, my oldest sister thought for sure I'd be completely gay when I was younger. Oh my god. At least I think, my mom thought I'd be totally gay at some point, but at this rate, I think she just doesn't care, just realizes, yeah, I'm bi, and just doesn't care. Which, look, I guess luckily for me, I guess, because, I mean, she's just, you know, at least especially, you know, researching and learning more about this type of stuff and being around in the Pacific Northwest when it came to me coming out and shit, she just had a lot more of a better understanding and knowledge on it. You know, at least better, you know, voices, you know, telling her about it. Instead of being, like, honestly, like, if I was bisexual in Texas and shit, I probably would still not have come out to my parents. Or at least, to my mom. Like, because I'm definitely not going to come out to my fucking family down there, outside of maybe, and even then, I probably wouldn't, outside of, you know, maybe some cousins, but even then, I just wouldn't, because, you know, I know that at some point, they might gossip about it. Not that, like, I don't think they're bad people for doing that, but just knowing how families are, like, you know, family is going to gossip about other family members, you know, and I just don't want that chance. My mom doesn't care about that, or at least she keeps her comments to herself. My stepdad doesn't know I'm bi, but my mom does. Yeah. Like, my dad don't straight up give a fuck. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, you know, it was my mom initially that had a lot of pushback for not like a long time, but for a little bit. Like, for, I say at least like legit pushback, probably like for a few months, but then it was just kind of more like, you know, still trying to cope with it for like a year or two. But after that, she just, I think, kind of got over it. So.
Spiritual belief that you believe in God and he, you know, created us the way he wanted us, well then yes, he created Ryland just the way he is.
And they listened to families. They met in support groups.
There was a father.
This is actually a wild story. I mean, goated parents, straight up. Conservative ass family has a trans son. Immediately is like, yeah, you know what? It's chill. That's wild. It's kind of cool.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I will admit it is. Like, I mean, despite what I know Fox News is kind of trying to do, I mean, I have to at least give credit where it's due on it. Like, the actual segment itself is actually not bad.
This is good. Holy fuck.
I know, honestly. Like, it actually isn't bad. I actually like it.
Which kind of took me back.
I mean, in a vacuum,
at least. What the fuck's going on? Is this like, are we transing the youth right now, guys? Is that what's going on? Because this is like the golden retriever family. You know what I mean? This is the whitest fucking family you could have found.
I know.
This is agitprop. This is actually fucking straight up agitprop, which is kind of wild to see. They're super blonde. They basically have a white picket fence, okay? And they're like,
yeah, they're literally the 1950s, like, white, blonde, Anglo-Saxon, fucking Protestant, white, nuclear family, white picket fence, like they, like, outside of the fact they have a trans child, like, that's, like, they're pretty much your stereotypical, like, dream conservative, like, traditional family, basically. Like, dead ass.
Their trans son and have been like really helpful through that journey. This is like really palatable for like white Christian families. It is really, really interesting to see.
I didn't at that point consider myself lucky to be there. And he said, you know, our child had displayed.
He literally just looks like a fucking, like, some, you know, any other like teenager I'd fucking like see, you know, like, at high school or some shit. I actually don't know how old he is, so he might be in middle school still, but, like, I mean, fuck. He just looks like some typical kid. Like a typical boy.
Gender misalignment at the same age.
But nope, that right there's a girl. Boo!
And
y'all sinners.
And we pushed
You've
back.
groomed this child.
Pushback led that child to turn to self-harm as a teenager, which 60% of trans and non-binary kids engage in, according to the Trevor Project. More than 50%.
But news.
consider suicide.
That for me was the turning point. I didn't
Liberal
want to see
distant
Riley go
debate.
through that.
I'd rather have a living son
Okay, I'm gonna stop with that.
than a dead daughter. I guarantee that if we had pushed back and done what a lot of parents do, I don't think that we would have either one of the kids that you see before you here today.
Allowing him to live authentically and true to himself and be who he really feels like he is. When you get to know Rylan, you see just how proud and confident he is of himself.
Okay, he looks like my step cousin in this fucking picture. Dude, this kid, like, in like whichever fucking like photo or like view they get him, he literally looks like some different kid I knew like when I was in high school or middle school or some shit.
International
Like, what the
attention in
fuck?
2014 when a family YouTube video went viral, and Hillary has since written a book called Raising Ryland.
I never thought that I would be known for this, like, as well as I am.
I think, like, we talked about passing before. It's not the end-all be-all of being trans, obviously, but passing is obviously important for safety in a lot of circumstances, in an otherwise, like...
Which, honestly, I think is why that, I mean, to really get rid of, I think, a lot of the whole passing stigma is to just normalize the fuck out of trans kids. Because, I mean, if you help, get through their development, especially if they're trans early on in their life, they end up just looking like a typical kid. Like, if they're, like, were born biologically female and are a trans man, like Rylan is, then it's just like, they will just look like some typical teenage boy, basically. And if it's vice versa, then they will look like a typical teenage girl. Like, I mean, shit. Like, I mean, if you actually fucking, catch it early on and fucking help develop and guide that through, in their life and shit, and help them through the process of, of their own identity, then, yeah, like, the whole stigmatization about, oh, am I passing or not, like, it would really kind of go away at that point. Because at that point, they just, developmentally will look like, how they truly want to be and shit. And feel like, hey, I am who I want to be and shit. I mean, even, for trans people today and stuff, it's just like, it's not like they can't, truly find that or, get express that of themselves, but it makes it a lot easier, when they develop that early on in their youth. It does.
And one thing that you have to fucking mention, one thing you have to note is, like, this is the main reason why conservatives freak the fuck out about kids getting puberty hormone blockers. This is it. This is, like, the main fear that they have, is that, like, they're going to, if they want to, they don't have to, but if they want to, they are going to be able to transition in a way that is very safe, secure, and will be able to conform to whichever gender norms they want to successfully. They'll be able to fucking stealth if they want to. You don't have to, but that is 100% terrifying for conservatives.
Yep.
That's where it comes from. If they cared, for example, if they cared about, like, the fucking safety and security of, like, or the sanctity of sports, yeah, if you get fucking if you take hormone blockers, which are reversible, and then actually undergo gender confirmation surgery when you're at the appropriate age, you're not going to have the significant advantages of, like, being the significant advantages of having male musculature or male bone structure for your life. Like, you can then have closer bone structure and musculature to a cis woman, right? And they don't want that. They don't want that at all. They're just, like, constantly fucking owning their own arguments. They just don't want trans people to exist. That's where it starts and that's where it begins.
Basically. Like, I mean, honestly, essentially. Like, he summarized that up pretty nicely.
Really, it's just a small part of who I am.
He just brushes things off his shoulders, like it's fine. He moves on in his life, and he's just kind of, I think everything we've been through, he's just, like, learned to do that, and he's really good at it. I can never do that.
The Whittingtons believe sharing their story could make a lasting difference in another child's life, something they learned from that support group father nearly a decade ago.
I'm just here to make the ride smoother for others. You might be struggling right now, but we believe in you, this family. We might not know you, we might not know where you live, but, we understand you.
Bro, this is crazy, dude.
Dude, okay, what the fuck? Fox News, like, had a legit broken clock is based once a day moment. Like, what the fuck? Well, twice a day, I guess, but, like, Jesus. Like, I mean, they let this out. Damn. See, this is why I have my gut feeling about Fox sometimes, because like, there's no way a bunch of Christo-fascist chuckle fucking conservative motherfuckers would just, do a little segment like this. that run an organization like that. Like, I mean, there has to at least be, some, like, element that's, able to at least get this type of shit through, to higher ups to let it pass through and, let this, be some segments and shit. Like, I just have, like, some gut feeling about it, because, like, what the, like, damn, based.
Baseball in their house, like, right outside their fucking nice little fence. This is, like...
With their nice little pretty little flower garden and shit that they, probably hire somebody to keep nice and trimmed up and stuff, and maybe every now and then the kids will help them along and shit like that.
Pro-trans agitprop if you could. Holy shit, no wonder Fox News fucking covered this.
We believe in you.
What extraordinary courage displayed by Ryland.
You know what time it is?
What is going...
Peanut butter jelly time. It's actually, it's time for me to go to work here pretty soon, but we'll finish more of this time.
A man said courageous. What is happening, dude?
Wait, what?
What extraordinary courage displayed by Ryland, his...
What the fuck? He's just like, damn, such courage. What a strong boy he is. It's like, damn, what the fuck? What is happening?
What? My man said courageous. What is happening, dude? What the fuck? Did I get hit in the head? What am I looking at right now? This is freaking me out, chat. What is happening, dude?
Yeah, honestly, a little bit.
Brinley, Father Jeff, and Mom Hillary.
Bro, is this like, what happened? Did we open up like a fucking...
Actually, this is actually freaking me out. Like, what the fuck? This is like too based for Fox News. Like, what is happening? What is happening right now?
Timeline? What the fuck? Wait, hold up, dude. This is very strange. This is like, I don't get it.
I want to thank the Whittington family for speaking to us. It's not easy, particularly at a time when transgender issues have been politicized. People are afraid of what they do not understand, Dana. Okay. This family hopes their story will lead to more.
I was going to pause it to be like, well, if it wasn't for, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I don't think this guy specifically is the problem about it, but I don't know what his views are about it. Evidently, he's supportive, I guess. He's the one who's talking about it, commentating on it. But at least, when it comes to the rest of Fox News, I'll just bite the tongue. But yeah,
this would be absolutely despicable, insane lunacy if I saw it on CNN, MSNBC. To see it on Fox News, a complete betrayal. To see anything remotely resembling conservatism or decency.
Ben Shapiro, you absolute fucking vulture, fascist parasite. Oh my god. Get a welcoming party to fucking concrete.
It's propaganda
in Minecraft.
Dangerous garbage. The report states that his biologically female child was choosing her gender before she could speak. This is madness. The report further states...
No, it's not.
Social transition at the age of 5. This is child abuse. The vast majority of children... No, you know what child abuse is?
Oh my god, child abuse is when you let Ben Shapiro exist and indoctrinate children. Because he's literally doing that.
A parent. Okay.
The Daily Wire with the fucking Wilkes Brothers Fracking Corporation, fucking, like, capitalist barons and shit. Like, they're fucking, spending, I think, like, $100-some million, in investing into, like, spreading their propaganda into fucking kids. So, no, that's child abuse.
The report is absolute horrifying propaganda. We got moms citing her Christian faith to justify the perversion of biological identity. We got the radical gender theory activist Trevor Project. Radical gender theory activists at Trevor Project, which do...
Radical gender theory... Oh my god. Get fucked, Ben Shapiro, you stupid cockroach. Oh my god, just get fucked. Jesus Christ, after that Ben Shapiro gauntlet, I can't even take him anymore. I actually can't anymore, dude. I'm sick of Ben Shapiro so much. Like, that, dude, honestly, that Shapiro gauntlet on You Nuggets last Wednesday, that shit broke me. That shit, like, yeah, it's, I can't anymore. I can't with Ben Shapiro. I just can't. Oh my god. Ben Shapiro's fucking seething over this, dude. Yeah, I love that, but, oh my god. Oh, fuck. Just, God. What a wretch, man. Did he actually, like, oh fuck, oops. No, I'll watch that later.
Do what?
I'm curious, is there an actual, like, video segment of this? I'm just curious. Did Ben Shapiro go on air about it? Oh, well, he's looking at another Fox segment. I'm assuming probably when they were... Oh my god, and I don't think he did, but he's just reacted to some Ben Shapiro's. Okay, well. I'll definitely have to check out the rest of that in a little bit, but... Oh my gosh. Do I though? Do I want to fucking, like, abuse myself with more Ben Shapiro? I don't. I can't. I can't with that fucking wretch. God, I hate him. I just actually hate that fucking wretched son of a bitch. Yes, you do. No, I don't. See, unlike the fucking trio of DFF, I don't get paid to do that. So, nope. Nope. I mean, I guess I could. I would just have to put my Cash App in the description. I need to, like, make it so that's actually in the default. I know there's a way to do that on the YouTube edit page. Like, when you're editing your channel. I know there's a way to do that, so... Or at least when it comes to, I think, YouTube Studio, I think there is. I know there's a way to do it. But... Fucking just... I can't with Ben Shapiro. I can't with these fucking fascists. But, yeah, I'm gonna at least smoke this bowl. Get off to work, though. And then, yeah, I'll come back later tonight, of course. You know, have more fun. I'll maybe bring a singular beer back and then finish these other 2 koala shilling guava lemonade ciders, because those are so fucking good, and I've been eyeballing those for a while. I mean, well, I don't know. Do I want to drink? Yeah, I'll see how bad work is. Oh my god, what are you doing? Oh, you sweet baby. Oh my god, you sweet fuck. What is going on here? Oh my god, that face. Oh. Oh my god, wow. Well, that's a good sign, at least. Makes it easier to get to work. Oh my god. What a fucking lazy schmooch. Anyway, I'll be back later tonight.